After Lil Nas X announced that he was pregnant with his next album, we thought it would be a grand idea to go over all the influencers and celebrities that you didn't know were pregnant. From music to acting to British royalty, today we're filling you in on all the latest baby news updates. But first, if you could do us a big favor and please tap that like button, we'd really appreciate it. And with that out of the way, let's begin. Coming number 10, Lil Nas X. You know, I had to kick this list off with Lil Nas X for the people that saw our thumbnail of his pregnant belly and went, huh? Lil Nas X announced that he was expecting his debut album Montero. Yeah, it was all just a publicity stunt, but let's talk about it anyways. The impending delivery of his album Baby is set for September 17th, and for it he decided to do an over-the-top pregnancy shoot complete with a baby bump and flower crown. He told People magazine that he had come up with the idea after listening to Megan Thee Stallion's verse on his new song. He goes on to say, "I was like, oh my god, this is amazing, so I immediately called my stylist. She was like, wow, this all comes together, your album, your baby." I was like, yeah, this is my baby, huh? As a joke, she was like, yeah, you should do a pregnancy shoot. And so he did. In at number 9, Jennifer Lawrence. Oscar winner and Hunger Games star Jennifer Lawrence is another celebrity that just announced she was going to be a mom. People magazine confirmed the news that she and her husband, art gallery director Cook Maroney, are indeed expecting their first baby together. The pair got married back in 2019, and when asked on Kat Sadler's podcast as to why she chose to marry him, Jen said that it all started with the basics. She said that it was based on how she felt, was he nice, was he kind, later adding, "It's just, this is the one. I know that sounds really stupid, but he's the greatest person I've ever met, so I feel very honored to become a Maroney." Which is pure wholesome content, and a big congrats to the soon-to-be new parents. In at number 8, Kylie Jenner. Well, it looks like Stormi is about to have a big sister because just recently Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott announced that they were expecting baby number 2. After a brief split in 2019, the couple seemed to have worked things out and have been spending a lot more time with each other this past year. A source tells E! News, "Neither of them have been interested in anyone else over the last year and really love being a family unit together." Kylie shared the news through Instagram not that long ago and simply captioned the video montage with a pregnant emoji and tagged Travis Scott. Good way to announce it. In at number 7, Cardi B. Cardi B as well is expecting baby number 2 with her husband Offset. Once again, she revealed her pregnancy during a live TV performance, but this time it was at the BET Awards. While she was on stage performing with the Migos, Cardi B wore a sheer outfit that first showed off her baby bump. In addition to that, she shared an image to her followers on Instagram where her belly is painted white and captioned it with number 2, as well as tagging Offset with a heart symbol. Proud father Offset also shared the same pic to his Instagram stories, captioning with another blessing. Back in 2018, Cardi announced their first child while appearing on Saturday Night Live, and then their daughter Culture was born later that year. A big congrats to their growing family, and happy to see that they've seemingly worked things out as a couple. We hope. For the kids' sake. In at number 6, Ludacris. Speaking of another on the way, Ludacris is expecting his 4th child, with this being his 2nd child with his current wife. During an interview with Today, Ludacris said that despite already having 3 girls, he's really not hoping for a boy this time around. He goes on to say, "I will be happy with whatever the Most High wants to give me. We don't know the sex of the child, we're gonna wait until the day. It's like one of the only things that's left to just be unpredictable these days, and it's exciting." But he did go on to say just how much he loves being a girl dad, adding, "There's so many great things that have happened from me being a girl dad. One in particular, I have a Netflix series called Karma's World that comes out at the end of this fall, and it's literally to enrich and empower young girls." Well, isn't that just some more wholesome content? Congrats to them on their growing family as well. In number 5, Princess Beatrice. Princess Beatrice and her husband Eduardo are also expecting their first child together. Buckingham Palace announced the joyful news attached to a photo of them from their wedding day just last July and said, "Her Royal Highness Princess Beatrice and Mr. Eduardo Mapelli Mosey are very pleased to announce that they are expecting a baby in autumn of this year. The Queen has been informed and both families are delighted with the news." And while this is Beatrice's first pregnancy, this will be baby number 2 for her husband, who has a son from a previous relationship. Again, big congrats to them. In number 4, Olivia Munn. Recently, while appearing on Late Night with Seth Meyers, John Mulaney announced that he and his girlfriend, actress Olivia Munn, would be having their first baby together, which is a big turnaround for John considering the fact that he just went through recovery for drugs and alcohol, as well as getting divorced. He said he owed Meyers a lot for being a good friend in real life and to Olivia for helping him along the way. Mulaney joked and said, "She got to date me right out of recovery, which is what they call a reverse catch, and that's been very incredible, and she's kind of held my hand through that hell, and we're having a baby together." He then went on to thank Seth and Olivia more by saying, "I love you, Seth. You know, you guys saved me from drugs, and Olivia and this baby have helped save me from myself and this early journey out of recovery, and yeah, I don't have a joke for that. I'm really grateful to you, buddy. Thank you." Well, at least he's grateful. In number 3, Jennifer Love Hewitt. For Jennifer Love Hewitt, she announced to her followers on Instagram that she was going to be expecting baby number 3. Jen revealed her pregnancy test and said, "Oh baby, we have another one on the way. So excited to finally share this news with all of you. Thank you Clear Blue for being part of our journey and giving us a platform to share this news." While speaking with People magazine, Jennifer said that her and her husband have always been open to a 3rd child, but definitely didn't think it was going to happen in this crazy year that the entire world was having, that it would happen in that moment. Regardless, a big congrats to their growing family as well. In number 2, Danielle Fishel. Boy Meets World alumni Danielle had a very sweet surprise to share on her 40th birthday party and posted to Instagram announcing her second pregnancy. In the post she says, "I've never been more excited or hopeful for the next decade of my life. I had a beautiful childhood, teenage years I still dream about, my 20s were insane and mostly miserable, and my 30s brought me lows and highs, but eventually I leveled out to a place of security. Security in who I am, what I believe, and with whom I want to spend precious time. I couldn't be more grateful to enter my 40s with my amazing husband and son, excitedly expecting the arrival of baby boy number 2. My birthday wish is for all of you to tell someone how much you love them and walk through today with more patience than you normally might." Great words of advice. Last but certainly not least, our number 1 spot, Kirsten Dunst. Kirsten Dunst recently revealed her baby bump for a cover shoot of the latest issue of W magazine. In 2018, she announced her first pregnancy in a lookbook as well, but this time she donned a custom-made white lace dress for the all dressed up with nowhere to go photo shoot. She and her husband Jesse Plemons are already parents to a 2-year-old boy named Ennis. Kirsten also joked in the latest issue of W magazine that these pregnancy poses were not easy to pull off with her growing belly. She said in every shot that she was on the floor, she kept saying that she couldn't get back up to the people around her, adding that she kind of felt like Urkel. For Kirsten though, this baby number 2 is all part of the plan. Having a family has been a goal for her ever since she got engaged to Jesse. So big congrats to these two on their growing family, and congrats of course to anyone else out there that has a baby of their own coming soon. Wishing you nothing but health and happiness. And now before we get out of here, I'm going to check out some of your comments from the video titled Top 10 Influencers Exposed for Being Creepy Part 2. JDB87 says, "This is a cringe fest at its finest. Glad to hear this from IO though. Softens the blow. PS, wear your facial hair how you want, Johnny. It's your face after all." Thank you so much, JD. I really appreciate that. I will do what I want. Richard says, "Number 9, there were sirens going off. 1 second look at him and you can tell this guy drives a white van and has candy." 100%. Yeah, the buddy definitely has a white van with no windows on it. For sure, right? Kayla Krause says, "And to think these are the known ones, there are many more out there." Yeah, sad but true. If they do get exposed though, we'll be sure to let you know. Shellify says, "InformOverload always finds a way to make people's day happier. They have inspired me to start my own channel." Oh, thank you so much. Definitely start your own channel and don't give up on it. Just keep plugging away. You'll make it eventually. Chrissy says, "Common sense is not that common." Very true. Very true. Well folks, that's all the time that we have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Johnny Rogers, and until next time, stay classy YouTube, or at least try. That comes in at the end of this fall, and it's literally to enrich and empower young girls. Well, isn't that wholesome? Congrats to them and all. Well, isn't that just more wholesome content? Speak, Johnny. Well, isn't that just some wholesome content? Congrats to them. Congrats. I can't talk. Let me do it one more time.